Come here. It is free full legend day in Madden 25 Ultimate Team. Let's have some fun. Now, Salsa family, and welcome back to another Madden 25 Ultimate Team video. Hope you watching this one are having a wonderful start to your day. Hope you have an incredible weekend. And without further ado, let's get it started by talking about how we get this free full legend, as well as more importantly, who you should pick. Now, first things first, how do we get the legend? It is incredibly simple. And honestly, I'm shocked that EA Sports made it available this soon. If you go to your sets, you go to the program legend right here, you guys are going to see the free legend token exchange, which requires you to go through and put in a total of 25 tokens to get any 85 to 86 legend in this game. And the absolutely insane part about this set is that with no glitches, with no nonsense from EA Sports, you can go through and get this set done today. Week number 2 of Legends, literally a week after they came out, and you can get a full free one. EA, I don't say this often, but you absolutely ate that W like my boy Jameis Winston. Now, the way you get these tokens is incredibly simple. All you actually have to do is play through 11 solo challenges in this game. That's it. 11 solos. It is that simple. I played through all of the week 1 legend solos on full star difficulty. Week 1.5, we played through those. And then week 2, I literally just played through the first 2. Steve Smith and Willie Roaf, that's all we had to do. And for completing them, we got enough tokens to get a full free legend. Now, I will say, additionally, there are 2 other tokens you need to earn from the legend field pass. So boys, if you're watching this video, you've done the solos and you're like, damn, I'm short a couple tokens, go to your live events tab, go to the legend field pass, and you guys are going to see there's 2 tokens you can earn in here, one at level number 3 and one at level number 5. In terms of what I did to actually get progress on this field pass, you do have to go through and do a couple legend sets. I'll just quickly talk about those. Now, as we're coming on over to the set screen right here, we won $100 yesterday on Underdog Fantasy, making picks on preseason. I know it's preseason football, so you might not be so fired up to make picks, but me personally, if there's any NFL, I'm probably going to make some picks. If you watch in this video want to make some picks as well, click the link in the description to check out Underdog Fantasy, and let's get back on track with the video. What legend set do you need to do? Now, the only legend set that I did is I went through and I did the hero legend set in this game. As you guys can see, the 82 overall legend hero fantasy pack, we went through here, bought our 80s at a good price, bought our 77s at a good price, and you can go through and get this set done, I believe, at around break even, because yeah, the set is going to cost you about 70k to complete, and you're going to get a card that sells for about 75k. Go through, do that set 3 times over. Once you do it 3 times over, you're in a great situation. Buy your 80s at 20k per player. That is 20, 40, 60. And then the final one is a 77, which right now you're going to go through and spend about 4,000 coins on. Realistically, you might do this set at like 65k. You sell the card for 75, you make profit, and you get the set mission done. That is a must. All right, so that's the easy part of the video. That's how you get the legend. Now let's go through and actually redeem mine, as well as talk about which one I'm picking and which one you guys should pick, because there's actually some good options this week, and I can't lie, the decision is kind of difficult. Now, the first option that you have with this pack is to actually go through and save it. For me personally, I'm not a huge proponent on saving the pack this early in the year. If it was later in the year, I already had a good team, I didn't necessarily need one of the cards that badly, then I would definitely consider saving it. But with where we're at right now in Madden Ultimate Team, I think that there's not a ton of use in saving the pack, just because realistically, your team isn't good enough. You need these players ASAP, unless you're in a situation where, yeah, your team is insane. That's just not the case for me. All right, let's open this bad boy up, the 85 to 86 overall BND Legend Champion Fantasy Pack. Look at the yellow animation right there. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even think I've seen that animation before, but we're gonna have every 85 and 86 overall option in here that is not an LTD. So Larry Little and Brian Urlacher, probably 2 of the worst cards right here. There's the Greg Olsen 85, Ken Houston, JJ Watt, and we should have the 86s here too. Earl Thomas, Willie Roaf, Haloti Nada, Steve Smith. There's good options in this pack. Now let's just quickly take a look at the 3 most popular cards that I think most people are going to consider: Antonio Cromartie, Earl Thomas, and Randy Moss. I think those are probably the 3 that most people will select. I would guess about 85% of people will pick one of those cards. Now, are there other good options? Absolutely. Ken Houston is a super solid player. Some of these other 86s are pretty dope as well, but let's just take a look at those 3 for the time being. Now, first things first, Randy Moss right here is going to have 86 speed. He is 6'4". This man is an absolute dog at the wide receiver spot. It's Randy Moss. I mean, what more do I need to say? The only reason why I'm a little bit less high on this Randy Moss and more high on some other players is because I feel like right now in this game, playing offense is relatively easy, whereas defense, a little bit more difficult. And I feel like we also have some pretty solid BND wide receivers. Like if you went through, got Romo Dunze, Hines Ward, and then got Christian Watson already, you're in a situation where Randy Moss, yeah, he would kick one of those players out, but those other cards, they're all BNDs, and there's less reason to kick out one of those BND players. players. Now, another option is going to be Earl Thomas right here. He's only 5'10", which is a little bit short, but he gets that 86 speed. I feel like 86 speed is kind of a must when we're picking one of these players because a lot of the options do have 86 speed. I think there's not a ton of reason to pick an 85 speed player as your BND card, but Earl Thomas right here, 86 speed, 86 zone coverage. It's actually really cool that we have the whole Legion of Boom in the game already. Earl, Cam Chancellor, and Richard Sherman. That's actually pretty sick, but this Earl Thomas card is like your prototypical deep safety. My only issue is that I feel like deep safety isn't a position that necessarily impacts the game a ton. Like realistically, maybe 3 to 5 plays per game he's going to be involved in. He's going to make some tackles, but in terms of like pass defenses and being in the thick of it, maybe 3 to 5 plays. Then the other option that I'm pretty high on is Antonio Cromartie right here. Antonio Cromartie is 6'2", 86 speed, 85 XL, 87 agility. The only issue with this card is he's not super good in zone. 80 zone and 78 play rec just ain't the greatest. Okay, now who am I going to pick and who should you pick? Now, for me personally, I think the best option inside this pack is Antonio Cromartie. I'm not going to lie. I think the card is super solid when it comes to his height, his speed. He's got that 86 speed threshold. He's tall. He's at a position where if we don't use him as our cornerback 1, we can still use him as our cornerback 2. And he's also at a position where it seems like there's not a ton of good players right now. Like there's obviously some solid corners in this game, but there's not many free ones and there's definitely not many cheap ones. So for me personally, I think Cromartie is probably the move. Steve Smith, I wouldn't recommend. Randy Moss is basically the same card, just taller, so I wouldn't really go with Steve. In terms of the other 86s, Haloti Ngata and Willie Roaf are not bad options if you're going through and have an insane team. Like if you're in the top 1% of teams, you spend a good bit of money on this game, you already have a lot of the top end players right now, that's when I'd consider Willie Roaf, that's when I'd consider Haloti Ngata, because these types of cards are perfect to stay on your team for months on end when you can still go through and upgrade your skill positions. And if you do have one of the top teams in this game, when we get 87 overall corners as an example, you might not have a need for Cromartie, but you'd probably still use the DT or the left tackle. Now, if you're in that situation and you're picking one of these cards, I'd probably go with Willie Roaf. I know it's not a fun pick at all, but he's a left tackle that's going to stay on your team for a long time, and I feel like left tackle is more important than DT just because the speed on this card is not good at all. 71 speed, tough for me to recommend. If you're in a situation where you have an insane team, probably consider Willie Roaf, but realistically, your team can't be that good at the moment to not need Antonio Cromartie. So me personally, we're taking Cromartie. We got Cromartie at cornerback number 1 now, and a Richard Sherman at cornerback number 2 for a no money spent team, bro. I feel like we're in a great spot right now, and that's what I would recommend you guys do. I think Cromartie is the move out of this pack just because there's so many other good free wide receivers, and Earl Thomas again at a position that's a little bit less important. We already have Jabril Peppers as well, so we're going to be throwing in Cromartie at cornerback number 2. Substitute in this position. Is he going to get any chemistry boost for me? He's still an 85 overall. He does get +1 zone and +1 man with one of the strategy cards that I have, but this card looks super solid, and honestly, this team is super serviceable right now. Like for no money spent, I feel like we're in an incredible situation. I'm a huge fan. I love it, bro. And yeah, this upgrade was massive because I have been going through and playing a little bit of Gauntlet. I am 5-1 at the moment in Gauntlet, so hopefully this new edition allows me to push through and maybe get to 10 wins. That would be awesome. We're 5-1, as you guys can see. Unfortunately, took an L to the grippy box right here, but I would love to get up to 10 wins. Even if we only get up to like 8 wins or 7, the coin rewards are super solid at 7. 200k and a trophy elite pack. That would be awesome. If we get to 8, that'd be dope. But let's see what we can do. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to scroll down and drop a like. And until next time, I'm out. Love y'all. See ya. Peace.